And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Okerson and Robert Kelly.
Yeah, this place fucking sucks.
Whoa. Jesus. What happened?
This place sucks, dude.
What happened?
We have a guest in,
Yeah.
and his lovely lady came in and said, "Oh, is it just radio? There's no cameras." I'm like, well, there are cameras, plenty of them, really expensive ones, I think, with a whole control room with joysticks that move them.
We're actually top of the line. You could do a TV show with these cameras.
This room is built like a submarine Titanic tour level.
And then
Why is it so high, my mic?
none of it works. You could lower your volume in your headphones. The volume button thing next to the headphones.
What?
No, you're fine.
I mean,
No, you're smart in other parts.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, no, I don't know the tech stuff.
Really?
I don't handle that.
You're smart in really other ways, though.
A lot of other ways. Thank you for saying it. Thank you.
Everybody, our guest sitting in with us today for the whole show. One of my oldest friends, actually my oldest friend in comedy.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you from Philly?
No, but I saw a comedy there with Jay.
Me and it's still hilarious. Everybody, Kurt Metzger just filmed his. There's a stadium of people excited.
Yeah.
Metzger.
That's the Burt Kreischer tour. That's the fully loaded crowd.
Is it?
It's murdering me slowly. No, quickly.
Oh, quickly.
What? You can't
The
let
Burt
white
Kreischer
people
tour?
have a Kevin Hart for themselves for once?
No, the Burt Kreischer tour is.
Fully loaded.
It's like going fucking 20 rounds a weekend, then you come home and then do radio.
Yeah. Everybody's kidney's going to be dead at the end of this tour.
Do you have
know how
to?
do
But
it.
you got a Burt drink to do it?
No.
Oh,
Burt drink.
No, it's not even the Burt. It's just that, first of all, it's a blast. But, you know, so's an amusement park, and when you leave there after a day, you're like, oh, like you're zipped.
Yeah.
Every day is like sometimes they just wake you up and they're like, we have circus training.
Burt's
in a
actually in
half
amazing
hour.
shape.
Circus training.
Burt's in great, actually.
He does like
You-
a
you
lot
take-
of push-ups, dude.
Hang
take
on-
that
hang on one
stomach
second.
off?
Both of you can go fuck yourselves.
What?
He's not in great shape. He's a shape.
No, yes, for
Okay.
sure. But I'm telling you, I'm
Yeah.
with him every weekend.
He's
Burt's
like a-
chest,
Yeah.
Burt's chest, shoulders, and arms are
Yeah.
really strong, and he is strong. Like I've been watching him lift weights and stuff. He's very strong.
Was he
it's,
benching?
It's all gut. He cranked up like 225 for 10,
No,
which
he's
is
just-
pretty like. That's what I would do when
That's
I was
pretty-
younger.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he's strong.
Yeah.
He's not in shape.
Well, in shape's the wrong word.
When I
know
think
what
of
you're
in
saying.
shape, I think of
Abs.
Brad Pitt. I think of
That's a very feminine way to think about it. Right? It's not invalid.
well, I don't think he's
Nothing
think-
wrong with a feminine perspective.
Thank
Oh,
you
you have
very
to.
much.
You think about someone's in shape only if they're cute to you.
yeah, they have to be cute. Yeah, they have to be
Now-
good looking.
No. Bert's like in weirdly good shape, but it's just all gut. He's got all that gut. That's the whole thing. But it's gut. It's a lot of gut.
He's a lot of guys.
It's fine.
No, that's the worst.
I remember when he
That's
first...
why we were certain Bobby was going to die, but no one said anything to him.
Thank you, Jay.
What is it
Appreciate
called? Adipose?
It's a visceral fat.
It's visceral fat, not the adipose.
It's visceral
I
fat.
thought the all gut one is the one that pulls on your organs the worst and really makes you
It's fat. It's funny that three
Hey.
in shape guys, out of shape guys don't know what fat we have.
Hey, as long as we're talking about weight, everybody.
Whoa. Don't do it. Don't stop.
What?
Wait, stop.
What?
Don't do it.
It was a goodie.
It was a goodie, but she wasn't here. What she doesn't know doesn't hurt her.
What?
All right.
No, what did you
Kurt,
say?
you
I'm
missed
gonna
it too.
listen.
Huh?
Oh, it's not on air.
It's not on air.
It was not on air.
What'd you say, Bobby? You say I do need
No.
Ozempic?
Oh,
Bobby.
is
Now
that-
Bobby wants me to say
Now,
it.
you know what? Unleash the fucking hounds.
You guys are all in here hopped up on Ozempic?
So,
Unleash
Who
it.
complimented you while you weren't here?
yeah, Lou paid you a nice compliment. I
That's
walked
crazy.
in with Kurt's girlfriend Jenna, and we walked in, and Bobby goes, I go, hey everyone, this is Jenna, and Bobby goes, oh yeah, I was gonna say like, Christine looks different, and DJ Lou goes, Ozempic's kicking in.
I knew it was an Ozempic joke. I called it.
I
Wait a
know.
minute.
I thought
didn't
it
know
was
it was
like
you.
a blonde
I didn't-
hair joke
I didn't do it.
versus
No,
dark hair.
it was a
It wa-
blonde hair
it
joke.
was a
Oh.
different, hey, you look different.
You're a different human being.
I didn't say better or worse.
No, I didn't take it like that.
That's
Then
what-
Lou.
That Lou made it.
Lou did it.
I did
Lou.
it accidentally. I didn't even really look at her. It just came out and right into my foot in my mouth.
Well, by the way, then you shouldn't have done that because what if we were all awkward because
Wow.
Jenna was super fat or something? And you go, Ozempic's kicking in. Oh, never mind.
I mean, I
It
wouldn't.
should be.
There's a weight limit at this party.
That's right,
Do you
Christine.
think Ozempic? Are you using it?
Yeah.
Because wasn't there like a shortage that diabetics couldn't get it because
That's
all
not
the
my issue.
celebs?
Yeah.
How's that my issue?
Oh, I don't care if you use it. I'm just curious. I thought it's like not sustainable. Like you end up like, it starts not working after a bit.
Stop Ozempic and get medical
I
help
don't know.
right
If
away
I
if you
lose-
get a lump or swelling in
if
your
I-
neck,
that's
severe
not the
stomach pain,
case.
or an allergic
Just
reaction.
give me the song, Lou. Oh, Ozempic. How could that be wrong? How could that turn on you? So, Ozempic.
Oh my God.
You know, no, it works while you use it. When you come off of it, it won't be doing its thing anymore. But
Yeah,
if
just-
you don't go back to eating,
It's not like-
it is sustainable unless you don't sustain it.
Yeah,
and if you need to go back on it, you could always go back
It's
on
not
it.
like the fat people version of steroids, where like you got to get off the juice eventually. Is what I'm saying.
Well, you can't stay on it forever.
Oh, they will recommend you stay on it forever.
Well, you shouldn't do
sure.
that, but I'm sure they'll let you stay on it forever.
They will let you stay on it
The only
forever.
thing you lose a foot if you go off of it.
Well,
What
if
do
you
you
get
mean?
diabetes,
Well, I mean, yeah.
if you get the beatus.
If you get the beatus, you'll just.
Do you see the? I don't remember what her position is. Some chick has got appointed as like the national health of what it was like a 3-letter something. But like the fat diagnosis stuff now that you got to tell your patient like don't tell them it's a problem if they're fat. That's like
Really?
yeah, it's insane. But the reason is she's sponsored by Ozempic. She gets
Ozempic.
so you hear all that fat bullshit.
Yeah.
We're like, no, it's healthy at any size. And you just think of Ozempic.
Well, that was the funniest. I said I watched that. It was like a Dr. Phil or something like years ago, and it was fats versus in shapes, like arguing with each other.
What did they
And
call it that?
no, sort of. It was something to that effect.
Fats and in shapes.
It was in the 80s.
Because the in shapes. No, that was the idea that the in shape people, they were like, look at these dicks talking about we should all wake up and jog and run and be in shape and care about what we eat. It ain't about that. And then the fat people were like I'm fatter substantially at the time, and the argument I was like, how are they not embarrassed having this argument? They're like, why do we have to be in your shape? Like I'm fine if I'm happy like this. And it's like you're not, because no one stays fat except Precious.
There's
I
no
saw her on that prank panel yesterday, and she has lost nothing.
Fat. There's no old fat people.
Yes, there are.
Sure
George
there are.
R.R. Martin.
Who?
The guy that won't finish those Game of Thrones books.
There's
This
one.
fat
There's
fat
one.
asshole just dicking around at the Emmys,
But every fat person,
making TikToks.
every in front of the camera fat person Absolutely.
Lost weight.
Even though they talk that shit. Monique was my favorite one because Monique was really like the fuck y'all skinny bitches, and she's like the epitome of that kind of comedy. And as soon as she like got rich, she like started losing weight.
Yeah, you get trainer. You got to.
You're saying she betrayed your people? Wait, what is this?
She turned on us. Monique, how dare you?
I turned on you too. I apologize. This would have been a way better show if it was just two chubby guys.
Really?
I
Yeah, I guess look at us now. Bobby's like, I don't know. Does that go good with kale? Shut the F up.
Do you want some veggie sticks?
There we go. There's some fatsies.
I wonder how fat I could have got because people get fat in different ways.
No, we found out.
Yeah. Jay, I didn't want to say it, but thank you.
I wonder how fat I could have got. He goes, as fat as you got.
That hurt.
You think you could have done more?
That hurt, and it was very funny.
What was the next thing, Bobby?
I felt two feelings at the same time. Pain
we were
and-
very
and
concerned.
happiness.
Bobby's the only person that is max weight, bought a tiny house.
That's
Max weight, tiny house.
well. That's why I lost the weight.
Yeah, you had to get in that thing
I
at
had to get
some
in the
point.
fucking thing.
Wow, that's like a great if there was a fat prison, that would be the they put you in a cell and like, you want more room, you gotta make it, create it.
It's a good
You gotta
TV show.
create more room.
Yeah.
That'd be a good Japanese TV show. Just get fat Japanese people. Put
60
them in
pounds in.
Wait, what is it? Fat something, tiny house? What did you, small space?
Oh, I said max weight, tiny house.
Max weight, tiny space. That, we're trying to think of the Japanese game show of this.
Oh, it has to rhyme. You're right.
They would have to rhyme.
Like they have a little toy helicopter, like as if it's going to get you out of there. Like down a little house.
The helicopter drops the house on top of them
Well, Bobby,
as they're eating ramen.
you were
They trick them into the field with a big thing of ramen, and then it just drops it, and it's locked.
you were in a position though. You weren't fat at all, Bobby, until you became an adult.
No, my first fat was what was it, 6th grade?
But short
I
lived.
didn't know you then, but
Right?
I remember
Yeah.
a skinny Bobby. I remember coming to New York, skinny Guido Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like a knockaround guy, they call it in the mob.
I got into 500 street fights. That's how many fights you have to before
That's when
you
you
can call
say you're-
yourself a tough guy.
Then you're a tough guy, dude.
Then you're a tough guy.
Wait, who are you doing? What is that?
Fucking Vin Diesel,
Vin
bro.
Diesel, baby.
In the film Knockaround,
500,
guys.
500 fights.
Oh
What?
man,
No, it was a weird number. He goes 417.
No, but
And
then
the guy was like, "What?"
He was a redneck. He goes, he actually made the redneck like smart. He went, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
are you okay? The redneck's like, should I
Yeah.
even be talking? You might have brain damage.
Yeah, he goes, before you consider yourself a tough guy.
You
the guy
got
was, the guy was still
400
like,
fights.
what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Oh
yeah.
my god.
And then he beat him up with Jewish star tattoos on him.
That was.
Remember, he
that
was Jewish.
Yeah, he was Jewish.
Wait,
Knockaround guys.
Vin Diesel played a Jewish
Gangster.
mafia?
Yeah.
Well, it was the movie was about
knockaround guy.
the movie was about the sons of mobsters trying to come into his own. So it was that guy who's got maybe the most slappable face in Hollywood. He didn't do very much. Barry something.
Well, he did Battlefield Earth, which
Yes,
fucking
terrible.
Oh,
but he only-
Barry Pepper.
Barry Pepper.
But he did do what was the
25th Hours was the only thing he was good at. I
What
thought.
was the well, no? What was the
Saving Private
no? He
Ryan.
did no. He did Private Ryan.
I
but
thought his face was fine, by the way.
he did. What was the show? The
60
He
the,
played a good
the
civil-
Yankee.
oh.
The Yankee.
61.
61. He was great.
Oh yeah.
Movie 61. He
He
was
played a
fantastic.
great Civil
been in a
War
good-
ghost.
It looks like he gives a tight blowjob.
But here's the thing
Look
with
at
him.
the size of that mouth.
He fell the fuck
What
off.
an Asian pussy of
Why?
a mouth.
Yeah, well, maybe he wouldn't let somebody use it, and that's goodbye.
He went from kind of good looking to really bad. Like he's one of those.
He became a crone.
Yeah, if you see him now, he doesn't look like a famous person.
Is he-
anymore.
I-
He looks
look,
like a regular person.
I
like
said
a,
this,
a
Bobby.
Winn Dixie.
Bobby, many times I've said
Yeah,
this.
look at.
All Irish faces, they got two outcomes:
Yeah.
old baby or spooky witch.
It's 100% true. There's something happens.
Pick your poison.
That's why I'm so glad I have Filipino in me.
That's a roughie.
He
Yeah.
got rough, man.
Yeah.
He got rough. That face falls the fuck off.
You know, I was watching last night. I watched the first episode of the new season of Secrets of Playboy.
Oh, what were those secrets?
Well,
Rape?
I'll tell you what.
Rape,
No,
rape in the
No.
grotto?
here's my problem with the season 2 premiere.
No asshole shots?
No asshole shots. They've dialed back on that.
Damn.
No, they've taken out the first season was very, very interesting. Not that it wasn't these things were a major surprise, but them really spelling it all out and telling from the girls like like the Don Cornelius like kidnapped 2 of them one time, like took them to his house and then wouldn't let them leave until like
They ran a Soul Train.
But oh yeah, they did. The Soul.
Yeah. Mel Gibson tried to warn us, but you all shouted him down.
We all called him a piece
He
of shit.
tried to warn that Russian whore what could happen.
So there's no better piece of audio in all of radio than
That was my summer jam. You should have blown me.
it's the voice in between. It's in betweens when he's like,
I can't even count how many times I've said that to someone.
"Why don't you shut up and blow me?" I hear his argument. I just didn't like the way he presented it.
I got no problem with it. He built a recording studio.
For music, she wasn't good at.
Oh, wow. There's not one blowjob out of building you a recording studio to record the shittiest singing.
So the first season had stuff like that, and also that they had their own in-house like police and medical,
like Disney?
and medical. So it's like
What, Playboy had its own police?
just like their own
Did
security.
they have rabbit
called it.
ears?
So like when the girl escaped from Don Cornelius, like in the middle of the night, like got out of her shackles, I guess, and got to a phone, her first instinct was to call the bunny mother or whatever the hell they call her.
But the shackles were made out of chocolate-covered pretzels.
When she got out, they called and they sent over their security to come
Right.
get the girls. They had them treated by their doctors. And then she was like, 2 weeks later, Don Cornelius was like just sitting in the Playboy Club again. So it was a lot of stories like that. Now, the season 2, they're jumping into an interesting time because it's the early 2000s now. That was all like the 70s, 60s. They told the Bill Cosby shit. They told all that stuff. This one starts in the Girl Next Door search for centerfold TV show. And these are a lot of girls crying about like, again, it's the difference between like rape and regret. These girls are like, and then I moved back to my neighborhood, and everyone's like, "You're the girl who posed naked,
Hold
and
on.
I can't even do this right now." And you're like,
Aren't
what?
those-
like it was a choice? All choice.
Wait. You tell me it was about the very things that you have tattooed on each arm.
Yes.
One says rape, one says regret.
Rape and regret. Rape and regret. Yeah, it's just like it was funny too. At the end of the hour, it's only one episode so far. At the end of that first hour, though, at least there was one girl who was like, even telling her stories, like, I was uncomfortable with this. I didn't like when they did this, and at the end of it, she goes, "But I mean, I chose to post for Playboy. That's what I wanted to do." So she's like, "I would do it again." I thought it was very cool. Like she only had but every other girl was just like, I was nervous, and then like when we first go in, like very quickly, they go, you realize very quickly, like you're a product. Like they're talking about your breasts and stuff like you're not. And then they all say that too when they're like showing. Also, every Playboy.
You know what's more degrading than that? If you work at Starbucks.
Can I ask you a question? Is it like a SEAL team? Do they all get like their own rooms? Do they have to bunk up? Is it like, are they like
they certainly all get their own rooms.
They get their own rooms, so they're all like separate. They're not
That's
like
nice.
together, right? They're not.
It's not that.
It's not like a team of chicks that are doing something together. It's like,
First of all, I'm over this, and I've heard this only. Not with porn stars, with Playboy type stuff or Hooters girls or something like that. They all go, they were like judging my body and like, I'm extremely insecure about my body. It's like, You're not though.
yeah, I can see your vagina lips.
Yeah, like you're not insecure about your body.
Well,
So
it
is
is
insecure
kind
with
of
your
it is insecure.
They also
You try to show off,
they
like-
also have that's a mental insecurity.
Yeah.
You're trying to show off something looks good, so you're putting that foot
But
forward.
they're insecure about that. Am I the best one of all the best ones?
Right, but that's not how they're presenting it. Where it's like if they go,
yeah, I know.
They go like they got to overhear them when the show came out saying things like, "Her torso's a little short," and then it goes back to the girl going like, "When I heard that."
Could you imagine that? If we judged each other, on my torso's a little short.
That's the way
Mike
to judge
Cannon's-
women.
Christine said I should work for Playboy because
It could be heft.
yeah, I could be hefty. You could show me a picture of the hottest girl and I'll pick her apart because I don't think she's gonna fuck me anyway. So I'll tell you why I
You
don't
got
want to fuck
the
her.
objectivity of a gay man.
Yes.
That's
I go, she ain't gonna fuck me. So let me tell you now why I won't fuck her.
That's
A lot of
wonderful.
real estate between those eyes. I'll tell you that.
Well, you worked at strippers a lot back in the day.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
but
you-
those were
They were bad.
Yeah, let's. I would.
Yeah,
a lot of them had
yeah.
like bayonet wounds and shit. Hey, let's. Dude.
They had fucking stomach scars.
Oh yeah.
buddy.
Oh
It's
yeah.
the best ones had stomach scars.
That's the better dancers.
They
The
had
worst ones had
C-sections.
discolored assholes that would be part of the show that people would look at.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like
discolored?
it was like well into the crack the hole.
Why
Why don't
was it
climate change or something?
Was it discolored because of things happening to it, or it didn't?
No.
It was. I think it was. Something happened because I will tell you that this was the first girl I ever drove, who I told you I developed an immediate crush on.
Because she likes a thick ass stripe.
No, and then about a year or so
one of the-
later,
like
about-
one of those monkeys, like a
let me tell you,
Rambo.
no, at first, dude, fantastic. Everything about her, mega hot. Then I think Mr. Brownstone got a hold of her, and I didn't see her for like a year or so, and I was
Don
driving for,
Cornelius?
I was driving for another company, and then she ended up being like one of the girls I was driving, and it was like, oh wow. And then I took her that night to go do the show, and like the first time I took this girl out, every guy was like really acknowledging how hot she was, and now it was like corners of guys snickering at like the depth of the brown of her, and it wasn't like shit. It was just discoloration from asshole, probably about to that big of a circle in the ass crack.
How does
Yeah.
that happen?
Nuclear testing.
Life, man.
Ozempic?
Life.
Ozempic.
Ozempic. Brown hole.
Jay,
Jay's asshole. We're gonna check
I'm
your
gonna get
asshole every
Ozempic
6
asshole?
months.
you. Okay, I can't believe you didn't already bring up two things.
Yes.
Okay, one is the Army Hammer documentary.
Oh, we've talked about that. Sure.
Well,
No, we bring it up, please.
I only got a half hour in. She got mad watching it. I can't believe I'm on Army Hammer's side. I haven't seen the rest, but first half hour, I'm on his side.
Okay. Watch the rest. Watch the rest. I've made this mistake before. Wait, before you say this, let me tell you, 'cause you'll laugh at this hard.
Yeah.
Because I've done this with several things now. And
Yeah.
I've learned one of my top mottos now in life: finish the thing. Finish the thing before you comment on it. I remember I told you when I went to Artie Lang with 3 pages left of his book and told him that I read earlier in the book, I was like, hey, man, I'm really happy to hear that you weren't trying to kill yourself, that it was like,
You didn't read the last 3 pages?
where he tells you he lied earlier in the book and he was trying to kill himself. I went to talk to him about how happy I was he didn't try to kill himself, and he was like, oh, well, you didn't finish it yet? Like
I think you got a better version of the book.
well, turns out, but then he
Like
said he lied.
a
And then-
nicer version.
And then the other one was when I watched 2 of 3 episodes of Tekashi 69 documentary.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's not necessarily my thing, but I dig his thing. He's a
Snitching?
No, an interesting. I don't give a shit about that. He's an interesting artist, though. I was like, the way he kind of came up and the way he did it, like all sounds.
You wore a
like,
shirt with AIDS on it?
Yes, but I'm saying he was like a. I don't mind like when an artistic kid figures out a thing.
Yeah.
That's basically what Tupac did and shit. So he figured out a thing, and then I was on Bonfire talking about how awesome I think he was. We should get him at Skankfest. I was talking on a Legion of Skanks about it, and then I went home that night, and the third one starts right away with like, then he tied his girlfriend to a radiator and beat her for 7 months straight, and I was like,
Who?
Shit, I gotta get back on the air.
can I ask
Tekashi
you-
6ix9ine.
But isn't he?
The third episode of 3 episodes I didn't watch before I was
Can I-
singing his praises.
Can I ask a question? Is he a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
Then
yeah,
why do
yeah.
you have a radiator?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A
Didn't
radiator?
he have central heat, like in a mansion? Why would he have? What
That's
is he?
fine.
New York's very
It
expensive.
may
live
have
in an
not
old
been, it may
building?
have not tied to a radio. That was my black snake moaning the
Pre-war
situation.
buildings.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, even more than the hero Army Hammer, Jonah Hill's girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. Did you see that?
I did. Did you see this, Bobby? Let me fill you in if you don't know this.
what is
So,
And
I'm on his side 100%.
I'm with. I watched the whole Army Hammer thing.
Yeah.
And I still on Army Hammer's side.
there's no
I
way that's
am.
true.
I think what?
That's not true.
Okay, let's just summarize his story. Army Hammer wasn't doing too well in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
His
He was
movies
doing-
are flops.
No,
but
he was
then,
doing, he was doing great.
okay, why? Because he just made a movie called Call Me By Your Name.
Yep.
The
Did some
story
gay
of a
stuff.
man. Okay, so it's him, a man his age, who falls in love with the kid from Dune who plays a 17-year-old boy
Mm-hmm.
who he's tutoring. I mean, I didn't know what that was about. I was like, that sounds like a movie I want. But he was on top of the world
Yeah.
playing a grown man that bangs a teen boy.
Yeah, hot teen boy. Don't
Hot
forget
teen
that.
boy.
So it's time to eat a woman?
Then it comes, but he didn't actually eat anyone, right?
No, he just.
Did they
talked
show
about
that right in the beginning? They start showing these girls, and she pointed it out. I don't even know if I was watching it. I came in to watch it, but he goes, First of all, it's this corny fetish crap. He goes, I want to do the Japanese art of Mabuki. And
No, I know what it's called.
Yeah. You know, some really lame shit.
No, because there's a porn star we interviewed. It's her last name.
Yeah, but-
Ibari or
Well,
something
she
like that?
brought shame.
but it's
to-
Shibari.
It's all about knots, though. You
Okay,
have to-
so
you have-
scary
so-
music, right? While he's saying this. Okay, then her response, heart emoji.
Oh, yeah. No.
There's no part where they go, ew, you're married, and I don't want to be Mabiki or whatever it is.
I absolutely say the thing. I'm saying he's just like a fucking whacked out guy. When the girls tell the stories, I'm like, these things are so voluntary they're doing. It's like, I don't know what to...
You don't let somebody tie you up. When
He
you
could have went on an app called FetLife. He could have went on a FetLife app and found people who go, oh, what is it?
Shibari, dude.
Kabuki is something else. Kabuki's
Ooh,
makeup.
Shmabuki? I'm into that. And I'll be.
You're going to be kicked out of the club. You keep calling it the wrong name.
He wanted.
There's one thing they don't joke about. Next
What?
Shibari.
Shibari.
Yeah, but
Call it Kabuki and get hot
Oh,
coffee
like
in your
that
face.
actress Mina Shibari from Life is Beautiful or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know. There's Kelly Shibari is a fat Asian porn star.
if you let somebody tie you up, you can't. How do you?
I thought
You know what I mean? You got to voluntarily say, yeah, tie me up. Now you're in. And you might not like it after and say, hey, I don't want to do that again.
Sure.
But if you do it twice, I mean, kind of go fuck yourself.
Rape versus regret
Well, I don't know about rape. I
versus regret.
mean,
I mean, what?
Listen,
I
the
don't think those
document-
things should be in a whole
But
in the same area.
But watch the rest of the documentary. I mean, the guy's definitely not
But
awesome. He comes from also garbage stock.
Look, all that's true, but again, he was just on top of the world for being
Yeah.
in a boy fucking movie.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they're like, "What? This woman's a CEO, and you want to do shmabuki on her?"
I know what you're saying. He's saying, listen, he fucked a boy in a movie.
That's awesome.
And he was getting
Stick around,
awards
pal.
for it. And then when he did a little shabuki buki, and then they attacked him. When a couple girls were like, I didn't like it, and it made me feel uncomfortable, which sucks. That sucks for a guy.
So you did
I have both-
consenting
I have
things as
both
an
of-
adult.
I have both of the women in here staring at me right now with their eyebrows up as I'm saying this.
She's
Chill
against
out.
the women.
Oh, you're against
and
the women.
she convinced me. I was on the women's side. And I was like, you know what?
To me, it's not so much
Well,
the
you-
women's
like-
side in that. It's just that he's a fucking whacker.
I'm just against
like
all
my
women.
wife, like
Oh.
my wife from Boston said, if you don't fucking like it, just say no and get the fuck out of there.
You feel like no one ever tries that, like just splitting.
So I don't even know how it even comes up once it's like, oh, I did a thing as a consenting adult I didn't like. Oh, okay, that happens sometimes in
No.
life as an adult.
The Jared documentary from Subway, that was pretty
That
damning.
one
That
was
was damning.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, that was damning.
To catch a subway. It's odd. Dude, I didn't realize, you know why it's so crazy?
This is a funny sketch I said I wanted to do because I like watch those pedophile hunter videos. I did have like a grainy footage one from like the 50s where the guys it's Elvis. And just saying all the tropes of pedophile hunt cat when they catch pedophiles. He goes, "Oh man, I was just coming to tell her this is a bad idea." Oh no, man, it's not what you think.
No, this.
No, man, I don't. That ain't me. That ain't me at all, man.
I love peanut butter and fried banana sandwiches.
Did you bring the condoms? You said you were going to bring? What condoms, man? That and and Bobby, I still haven't shown you the montage of Chris Hansen when he walks out and repeats the line that the last guy just said to what he thinks is a child. Like when the girl goes upstairs and the pedophile always goes, he's like, "I'm really looking forward to kissing all over your body." And he's like, "I'd like to have my body kissed, Frank. Why don't you have a seat?" He always like turns the line on
Oh
them.
my God.
So Frank goes, "Can't wait to be inside of you. Would you like to be inside of me, Ralph? Why don't you have a seat?"
Anyway, Jonah Hill's also a hero, I want to say.
Why
So-
is he a hero?
So let me explain, Bobby, the whole thing's going on.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah.
You could bring up the text too.
Yeah. I think
This girl-
you probably think what I think. I
Oh
bet.
yeah, this chick sucks.
Yes.
This chick definitely sucks. Now here's what's going. He dated. Well, look at me. I'll tell you the story.
Sorry.
It's easier. He was dating a surfer girl for a while.
I don't like that you don't have confidence in my reading.
She's trying to take him. I've seen it.
You saw me. You saw me
She's
trying to read. You saw me trying to read the screen. I know. I do look like those old 58-year-old cam women trying to read the comments. What?
Yeah. He goes. Put what? Where?
Where? You want to air? What's an area? Oh, my nipple. Okay. Good. Sorry.
So he was dating a surfer. From this, what you are going to take away from it, and I think Kurt probably does agree. I'm on Jonah Hill's side as far as like who's the piece of shit here.
Yeah.
but he's a wiener. He showed that he's like an insecure dude.
I said the same thing, dude.
But he's like, I don't know. It's like, again, this is like, you don't have to post this. You could just seem like stop dealing with him. He's texting her. He doesn't like. She's a surfer. She posts pictures of her like in bikinis, and she goes surfing with groups of dudes that go surfing and all this stuff.
And none of them have boards, and they're not by the ocean.
He hates it. This is in Minneapolis, January.
It's a landlocked city? What is she surfing? Oil tanker
That's
waves?
what he's saying.
Look at here she is showing her horse surfer body.
So that's the picture they keep showing, the white outfit there.
Well,
Now,
that's
Surf
like
instructor.
that's not anything.
That's nothing.
It's nothing.
No, I thought it was a thong picture, supposedly.
Well, this is the one they had in the article that I saw. But whether it's a thong picture or not,
These aren't really.
she's a surfer.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill, first of all, she clearly removes any of her stuff. And again, it's funny we brought up the Mel Gibson thing. It's one of my favorite things about Mel Gibson. When one person is putting something out, they can just remove all of their like input at all and make it look. And that's what I mean.
That's what happened to Armie
because,
Hammer.
well, I'm saying with the girl,
Jesus Christ, no.
Mel Gibson's like the girl he's talking to when he's yelling, his wife at the time. That's why she knows it's being recorded. So she's like, I don't know why you feel that way about the Jews. He's like, I hate you and the Jews. And she's like, why would you say some? How about your feelings about the blacks? And he's like, yeah.
Women can vote now. Did you know that?
He's a wiener. He says I know your therapist thinks I suck, but I'm literally the best boyfriend, next text, on earth. I love that. He had to get that in there. He writes, plain and simple. This is Jonah Hill to his girlfriend at the time.
But she did give him a thumbs up.
Yeah. If you need bullet point, surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, then I'm not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it. There'll be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. So you could already hear she should just go, oh, all right, then yeah, bye.
Yeah.
Wait, you're saying she shouldn't wait for like 3 years for his new girlfriend to have a baby and then bring it out?
Yeah, I mean, really.
Why she brought it out now? I found
didn't
that
think about
article.
that.
No, she goes, why she now? He goes, well, I knew it could cause stress on a woman who's pregnant, so I wanted to wait till she had the baby.
When
to release-
another stressful time.
the postpartum suicide period.
Yeah, but
I mean, this girl's a pig, and the fact that she would just even do that, okay? Even why bother? That shows you what she was up to the whole time with him. Because why she want to be with Jonah Hill? She'd with Jonah Hill to get some clout off of him, which I'm sure he feels as a ballooning fat guy up and down his whole life.
hey.
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 Yeah, I'm trying to be. You should relate to. All right.
That's what I'm saying. It hurts.
So
and
then
and
you
don't
got
forget,
this
he's
chick out. So you go, hey, well, just a real. He's saying basically, I'm a really fat, insecure guy.
Yes.
And I can't. So I support you doing that, and then moved on to somebody else who's down to not do whatever. And then she puts like, why would his new girlfriend need to know this at all, other than to like?
Yeah, but this what he's saying is, look, I don't want to date the slut from Point Break. I would just like a regular chick.
Well, here's the thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know if she's a slut from Point Break. Whatever her, like he's got
Her putting this out at all.
Yeah.
I mean, think of the. Oh my God, I was talking about Lewis too. Like the amount of tags that, like, luckily, I just didn't date complete animals that would take one side of a thing like that.
Oh yeah.
But I never was that famous. Like at his level, Jonah Hill, that rich and famous.
No, it's gonna have. That's what I'm saying.
You don't not look like Jonah Hill suddenly.
Oh, Christine could probably end me with some argument text for sure.
Every living person that could be.
Look at Christine's face. Wow.
Every living person.
I'll end her too. We'll end each other.
Yeah, no, go down in a spiral.
Yeah.
But it's not like she's trapped in okay, but let's say they were married and he had some great lawyer or something, and she's trapped in some situation, and then
They're dating.
Yeah, they dated once and stopped dating and moved on in their lives for years, and she puts that out. So that's like, I didn't
She's
get the
crazy.
clout.
Is that
She-
what
I
she's-
wanted something out of you that I didn't get.
But she's crazy.
Yeah.
This is a dick move. He actually put it out there. Look, this isn't the type of chick I want. If you want that guy, do your thing. I'm not into this weird shit. I don't want to look at my girl hanging out with other girls that are unstable, and I don't want to.
I feel like what he's asking for is sort of silly. That's what I'm saying. Where he's a wiener, like, well, don't date a surf instructor, because he has to end up saying things.
Right, he's saying I won't.
Where he sounds stupid in these. It's like funny to me. Is when he goes. Look, he has to keep going. Look, I respect surf culture. He has to keep saying things about surf culture.
Do you know why he's saying that? Hold on.
Yeah, right there. I'm tired of your attitude towards surf culture, that contest and that place, because I deserve respect. And there's another line where he says something about surf
Period.
culture.
Are you on your period? Oh, I misread that.
Yeah, but nobody wants to get beat up by the Red Hot Chili Peppers when you go to the beach. So you have to support the surf culture.
You know, wait, I think he's. Yeah, there it is. It's just constant, and it doesn't reflect where we're at or where you say you want to be. I respect your skill in your surfing. I respect how you want to present yourself. I respect that you're hot and beautiful. But I also respect myself and what I'm interested in my own life and what I let into my heart and inner circle. So celebrate.
Do you know
your
why he's
life.
talking like that? Do you? Because this is a crazy person, and people that are rich and in the higher echelons of the whatever know to talk in therapy. Worm talk when they argue.
You're 100%.
They use it as a passive aggressive way to argue. Now I'm not even saying it's passive aggressive. Yeah. This is a crazy chick. She was always gonna post his texts.
He knew.
So he was smart enough to not talk to her how she should be spoken to.
He was trying to get out of it without incident.
Yep.
And
that's all that is.
Please let me get the fuck out of here.
It's sort of manic texting, though.
He's backing
zip,
up.
Zip,
Yeah.
zip, zip,
He's
zip,
probably
pretty
furious that this wingnut even had to deal with her. That's how you get out of it. If you got money, you know how to talk like that.
Yeah, but he's backing up, going, Bear, easy, Bear. It's okay, Bear.
What is this? Bear. Look at this next to it. I hope my ex has a daughter heart. Maybe she'll turn him into a real feminist, because who put that up? Is that about Jonah Hill?
I think that's the
her.
story.
She should be institutionalized for that.
That is a wacky text.
But he has another girl pregnant, and she posted this now. That's what happened?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after they broke. So, I mean, in her fairness, you turned into a real feminist after you had Isabella.
I really did.
Jay was like, hey, guys, come on, stop this kind of joking around.
Guys, women's issues, big on my plate.
Whoa.
I actually turned into a woman hater when I got married.
Oh, I used to hate one,
Fuck 'em all.
but
That day.
now that they're like better and have dicks, I'm way into that. The new and improved mess-free woman.
Now that they have penises.
Now that they've been upgraded.
Yeah, this is not going to hurt Jonah Hill at all. Also, anything he's doing is nothing that would go, I don't want to work with this guy. Seems like if you're not a surfing girlfriend, you're
Amber
fine.
Heard ended all this nonsense. This is why this girl's extra, like, out of her mind. Amber Heard, that ended with Amber Heard. Nobody is going to do, oh, I wish she said he's a misogynist. Only in, like, dingbat publications online. Nowhere in real life is anyone going to be like, oh, Jonah Hill. Like, there's probably some agency at work behind it, too, by the way.
What do you mean, some agency?
Well, like how Me Too was a vehicle for Alyssa Milano because her husband works CAA. And, yeah, and that was a big, just how entertainment works. You take it from some black person, and then they gave it to Alyssa Milano.
I mean, Alyssa Milano would hate everything happening at CAA.
No, it was for her benefit, right? Rose McGowan's the one that said all of it at the time.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Rose McGowan, who was big Me Too in the beginning,
I
she
watched
blabbed
all of her documentaries. That's a loose cannon.
Yeah, because she saw CAA.
By the way, you have to be like super crazy when you're presenting a case that people want to hear and they want to like help out and they think Harvey Weinstein's a piece of shit, and then you watch her and like you think a producer would be like, you know what, Rose, don't do this confessional from an empty bathtub. Fully dressed, like it's not going to read good to the audience.
These are all,
but she'd rather just sit there and cry and hold like a candle in a bathtub.
Do you understand? Like these are actors. Like they don't a bunch of these people. The big Patrice Dragon Mouth talk that back of the Sheen Rose that he went like 2 hours. He told me out this shit.
What?
About like going into the entertainment industry is like walking into a dragon's mouth. You heard him talk about that, right?
No.
And they shit you out and people get back in line.
I thought Patrice was overrated, but go ahead.
Well, when
wasn't my thing.
When actors find out what it's all about, like the Playboy thing you're talking about at the beginning of, I was just a product.
Yeah.
When they didn't realize that. Then when they do realize, they're like, Jesus Christ, and different things happen. They shatter in different ways.
I just think anyone going into the world of the voluntary walking into Playboy is like, and they just shuffle you through, and they're like, take your top off. He goes, you're going to like, what did you say about your old Ruth Bader Ginsburg joke? You're going to a pretty contest.
Okay.
What are you complaining about?
I actually had that same thing you're saying when whatever Playboy thing came as like Secrets of Playboy. None of that Don Cornelius kidnapping. It was just like, and then this guy's like a pimp and he treated me like a hoe. Is all like that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. And then so I go online to find there's got to be some girl like vlog who's like explains what in the hell, like what they think of this.
Yeah.
And this girl, I think she's even Christian, some hot chick that I think is like Christian or something. She goes, yeah, when I was younger, that's when the Girls Next Door was on, the reality show. So all these girls that were young saw, and they showed, and I was like, oh, they showed a picture, like in the show's animated beginning with the girls. And she's like, I just thought like these girls live with an old man and they get to be pretty all day in a house. Like the thing, I was like, would you think you just live with an old man and get to be pretty all day? That's what they thought because it got sold on E.
Yeah.
There you go, like a fun cartoon. So, teen dippy girls that watch that are hot.
They didn't know you have to spread your asshole while James Caan jerks off on your back.
They had no idea. They had no idea. In fact, I had no idea.
He goes, yeah, sure, it's all fun and games for a while, and then until Pauly sure has to skull fuck you and he's done taking a piss.
Yeah.
You have to suck on Captain Kirk's nuts.
It's like the old Hollywood. Where you have to suck Dick Gregory's balls is the only way you can finish.
They really made the show non-sexual.
That's
they
right.
made it out like it wasn't a sex
They
agreement.
sanitized the show, so that's how new young chicks
Well, that's the thing. That's the Girls Next Door. So what that first episode was focusing in on, though, was the Girls Next. The first run of that was called The Girls Next Door: The Search for the Next Centerfold. So it was a contest. Then it became a reality show. But the contest that's where they took everything out. The contest, what they were upset about, actually, these girls, which is, again, sort of silly, was that on the show, they didn't show nudity necessarily, but they showed complete nudity with blur just on, right over the pussy and blur right on the nipples. That's it. So they were essentially naked on television, and they were doing a lot of, too, I don't know. It's exactly, it's like they want us to, do a full nude shoot and the things they seem all confused by the concept.
Yeah, that's why
I thought it was articles.
These are
I thought I was doing an article.
They thought they were going to blog and have podcasts.
Yeah.
I thought everyone watches this, goes to this for the
Yeah,
articles.
but can I ask you a question? They didn't have to, at that point, he was so old they weren't banging half.
No, they were.
Oh, they were banging half.
They were back. Listen.
Oh, I don't know about those girls.
They
the
were,
Who Wants to Be a
absolutely.
Centerfold.
They were.
Oh,
The
Who
Girls
Wants to Be a
Next Door
Centerfold.
were his girlfriends, but the Who Wants to Be a Centerfold was a reality show contest. I don't think those girls were banging
But they
half.
all go back. Listen,
You got to work your way up to that.
where it gets
You
dicey.
can't just bang half.
You
out
got
of
to
the
earn that.
I think where it gets dicey in that world of shit. What I'm saying generally is it was. I could see. Look, they're going there and they want to be naked, meet celebrities, and walk around topless in the pool and do all. They're fine with that. He has an expectation. Seems like without asking, to just be like, well, I'll invite them up to the room, and then they come into a room where there's already 8 people fucking and doing whatever. And then I get their thing where they're like, I didn't really know what to do at that point because was I expected to be there? If I'd leave, would I get some? So
Okay, right where you just said.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Hugh Hefner's a piece of shit. Probably, I have no
Was I
argument with that.
expected to do it? I can't think of a single thing where if I'm not prepared to do it. And when I was young, and my sister the same way. That we never would have been in a thing where oh, my body is worth less than my job.
Penis butter leave, dude.
I forgot. You're right. That's when I first took a stand.
Can you tell
for my
Bobby
dignity.
that? Can you tell Bobby that story, please?
What's
It's my
Told her
favorite.
a lot about when
This story's great.
when I was I lived in Toms River. Okay, when I was I don't want to say 4th grade or 3rd grade. Okay, and my 2 friends that live in the cul-de-sac were a grade younger than me, and their names are Josh and I don't know.
Oh, you used to know.
I don't want to say their name. Josh and Dave, I guess. And anyway, so I didn't celebrate Christmas as a kid, right?
Yeah.
So these were friends.
Kurt was in a cult.
Yeah.
Kurt cult.
I mean, yeah.
That must have been fun.
it was fun. I mean, my butthole isn't all dark, and I'm dancing, shaking some club.
You know what? It is, and we sort of are.
So these two kids. They were the Jewish kids on my block that had a good Hanukkah. Like they had some money coming in. You know, everybody had like a Vietnamese sister. This is the 80s.
Ooh.
What the fuck is
Yeah,
that?
because there were people to adopt Vietnamese kids a lot
Okay.
during the 80s.
Jacob,
Bobby, you were in jail in the 80s.
I was in jail. Jacob, are you dying right now? What's happening with you?
Jacob.
Jacob, why do you look? Yeah, what are we trying to sneak you back to your planet like ET?
What's happening? Jacob is fucking freezing right now.
The blower is right over me.
All right, sorry. I looked over. He was 4 different people since the show started.
I've been slowly
He's been
putting
slowly-
articles of clothing.
Okay.
All right, so
So this kid Josh was like pretty. I was kind of spoiled, I would say, like because Hanukkah you have 12 nights. I didn't or 8 nights. Did you
it's
have
8.
Hanukkah?
It's 8 nights.
Yeah, but how did you not know that? Of all the things you know
It's
about
8
religion,
nights.
you didn't know Hanukkah's 8 nights?
Yeah, you're literally one of the smartest guys I know. You said 12 nights of Hanukkah.
I know. If I were smarter, I would learn more about the Jewish people.
Really?
12.
It's really held you back.
It's 12 days of Christmas. You mixed it up.
My
That's it.
I
It is
just
12 days of Christmas.
It's 12 days of Christmas.
whatever your voodoo gobbledygook.
Oh, sorry, our God didn't come down in a spaceship and a Cadillac or whatever.
I think he did if you look into it. So he just got good presents, okay? There's something annoying. They have good stuff.
Yeah.
From the
Adam Ron used to get really good presents in my neighborhood.
yeah, and he
Jewish
had-
kid also, but I was also a Jewish kid, just a broke one.
I was from-
right. You got to find original. Well, okay, so
I was
he
from
had
Boston. I didn't meet a Jewish person until I was 22.
And all the rumors were true.
100%.
so yeah, we had that He-Man slime pit where you pour like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I remember that.
jism on your action figures.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of toys that had jism with them. The real
Yeah.
Ghostbusters had jism.
There's a lot of like jizz-related toys for kids, and I loved every single one of them. I don't know if they were
And
grooming.
I
They might have been.
would never be happier than just some sort of a gob of shit like falling down one of the faces of my guys. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
We knew he'd hate it.
One of
That's
the
why
fam-
I hate it. It was a torture chamber, the He-Man slime pit, and it was not clear what the slime does, but you could see it was torture. Anyway, we're in his room one day playing me and Josh and I don't know Beaver. I don't know what.
His name's Beaver.
Josh and Beaver.
Josh Beaver.
Yeah, and so I don't know. He had all these toys we're playing, and Josh goes, "Hey, we're gonna play a new game, guys." And he goes in his closet and he closes the door. So I'm just out here with Beaver, and he comes out. He's like banging around, and he comes out in like a suit. It's like a little bit too big for him.
I thought it was his dad was a cop or something.
It was a hand-me-down suit. His dad was a detective, and he gave him an old police badge. So he comes out with a suit that's too big. Like the Talking Heads guy video, like that.
Yeah,
Same as it ever
And
was.
and a badge. He goes, "All right, we're gonna play police." He goes, "Beaver, get on bed. I gotta check your butt for drugs." I remember I like froze. I froze like what? And he goes, "I don't want to do that." He goes, "You have to. It's my house."
This kid was the hef of his time.
Who does that work on but an 8-year-old
And a bunch of girls auditioning to be centerfolds.
and a
Yeah.
girl in her 20s? Those are the 2 people that fall for that.
But he actually
You
pulled,
have to. It's my house.
but he pulled
Hef's got to check your butt for drugs. What?
but he pulled a kilo out of the kid's asshole and he made the neighborhood safer.
No, that's propaganda you're putting out.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I
cop
did-
propaganda.
I thought Beaver was a big
No.
drug guy.
I'll tell you, he searched thoroughly and found nothing is what actually happened.
He did, okay.
I don't know what he did, but I didn't look because I was like, all right, I'm not doing this, but I like this kid's toys. They're a year younger than me.
They didn't do anything. Did they
He first did whatever he's going to do to Bradley
check,
Beaver
checked his asshole?
to LeBron, whatever. He's I just hear him squealing. He had like a real squealy kind of.
When you told it to me, you go, because it was much fresher, I guess. It was like 20 years ago, but you were like, I just remember the lines. You were like, now, I don't know if he found drugs up Beaver's ass, but it wasn't for lack of trying. From what I heard, it wasn't for lack of trying.
I know. That's what Bobby interrupted, say the wrong information. Misinformation about. He just put out disinformation about what happened with that kid's ass.
Well, I don't
There's
know.
no drugs in his ass.
You sure?
I have to fact check you right now. No.
Yeah, but his father's watch. He stole his dad's watch.
Well, so they get done, whatever. So the one kid, Beaver's got his pants around his ankles. He's sitting on the bed. I didn't want to look up. And he goes, all right, Kurt, now it's your turn. I'm like, I'm not doing that. He goes, yeah, you got to. I'm like, no. He goes, come on, Beaver did it. And Beaver's like, yeah, I did it.
Ah, shit.
The guy with a fucking gaper just laying on the bed, looking at you, still stomach down. He goes, I did it.
No, he was sitting up. So, but I just remember.
It sucks for Beaver because he just realized, oh, you can have self-esteem.
Yeah, he goes, you can say no to this?
You can
He
say
was
no.
just giving me a really dirty look.
But he had a badge. My mom told me to respect the badge.
Honestly, that had something to do with it. He thought that badge was a license to check up our asses at a very young age, which is very strange.
Yeah.
Oh, while they were doing it, I forgot. While they were doing this, his adopted Vietnamese sister was looking through a crack in the door, like not like not like excitedly.
Just
she just
curious.
caught him.
Yeah.
And I look up and see her, and I see this Vietnamese idol in the door and disappear. And
just to respect on the house.
that is not.
Now she works at a massage parlor in Tom's River.
Well, so then they start going, okay, they're like bargaining with me now. Because, in my cult, as Jay called it, let me tell you one good thing about this cult. They told me nobody's supposed to touch my butt. I can't even say. They've had scandals, but my mom...
Every religion has some good teachings.
Yeah, my mom was very vocal to us about people...
Is that one of your commandments? Thou not touch other guy's asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The exit only saith...
Say it the exit only.
So we go, all right, well, then show us your penis. I'm like, no. And like, well, show us your butt. I'm like, I'm not. I think it was, yeah. Or then you can leave. I'm like, come on, man. Like, he goes, penis, butt, or leave. And they're both saying that at me. Penis, butt, or leave. Like,
Chanting.
yeah.
It's like the Goonies.
Penis, butter, leave.
And I'm like,
Penis, butter, leave.
yeah, so
Penis,
then,
butter, leave.
so,
We should do that to him now.
Kurt, show us your penis.
I mean, you
Show
guys,
me your penis.
hey, we
Show
can
me
do
your butt.
both if you want. I was a dumb kid. I didn't understand how stuff works.
If you're wondering why Jacob looks so reserved, we checked his butt for drugs earlier. That's why he looks like a victim over there in that
And
chair.
we took him and kept him. So he's hurting on a lot of levels.
He has no pants on under that blanket.
It's like the end of Requiem for a Dream next to Anyway, I felt like I was going to cry from having to leave. These two sex preverts.
And you had to ask you, go, is it worth them looking at my butt?
No, I was like, I can't because, anyway, so I go to leave. Anyway, that girl told on, the adopted chick told on Josh. So as I'm walking, his mom comes steaming up the stairs, like, didn't even look at me. I just walked, like, oh. And like, when I heard her, like, smacking the shit out of them for, like, a block.
Oh, for being silly?
Yeah, for horsing around too much.
Horsing around. Is that what you
I
call
quit
it?
horsing around.
horsing
I told
around.
you stop playing around, get washed up for supper.
Imagine walking in, seeing your son with a badge, investigating an asshole of another child in the neighborhood.
Dude, my story of like similar to that. Do you remember? Was my buddy across the street? We went back to his house one time, again very young, but he goes. He was like trying to get like Truth or Dare going to some point, and he goes. He kept asking like sort of like borderline gay stuff, and I was like no, and I would just kind of like talk it out until it get to something that wasn't that bad. Would be more like to drink this or try eating this or something, and then at one point he goes, "Dare me to pick up a piece of my own poop," and I was like, "No." I think he was going to the bathroom. I think he was getting ready to go to the bathroom, and he was like, "Dare me to do that?" I was like, "No, that's okay." And then he just called me like in a few minutes to come up, and I came up, and he had his pants were like down to his ankles, and he was he was holding a piece of his own shit, but with like a square of toilet paper. So it's a wet piece of shit. It's doing nothing. He was holding like this, and I went, ah! I was like, ew, man, what are you doing? And then that made his mom, who was like kind of like reclusive, like she came out of her like bedroom and she saw it and she started screaming, and I ran back, and her and my mom were friendly. I remember she called my mom. Her take on that was she goes, "I think our sons might be gay."
Wait, how did she know you were gay from all that? That's amazing.
I go, she just saw me yell, and her son was holding a piece of dookie in his fingers.
She thought because Jay had a blue streak in his hair at the time.
In fairness to her, I did look like a dancer.
Dude, I was telling her that you pressured your grandma to buy you MC Hammer pants.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best. Yeah, you know the story, Bobby, with the MC Hammer pants?
I think so, yeah.
Pretty wild. It was that time. They weren't MC Hammer pants. They were Bobby Brown pants. They were called at this store, but the same exact thing. The huge low crotch pants. And my grandmother and my Aunt Anita, which was her friend, or still is her friend. Well, my grandma's passed, but my Aunt Anita's still alive. They took me to go. They would take me clothes shopping, like for school. And my grandma just kind of let me get whatever I want, which explains a lot of fun things I've gotten that I've never worn. You remember Used brand with the rips in them? Used brand where they have like the rips and patches behind them. Yeah. I got a fucking duster of that. I wish I still owned it because I would wear it hilariously sometimes. Just like cross colors, fucking denim duster.
A duster?
A denim duster?
A denim duster. But it also had like the rips in them, to make it look like of the times.
And you were in Philly, and you had a duster.
Yeah. So we go to City Blue, and she was, and I see the Bobby Brown pants, and the only ones they have in my size. Size, by the way, they're elastic.
Sure.
It's my prerogative.
Yeah, they were bright gold. My grandmother and Aunt Anita were also like, that looks very comfortable because of the big low crotch thing. They were like,
oh, there's plenty of growing room.
That looks pretty comfortable. And they bought MC Hammer pants.
I forgot that detail.
You guys all got the same pants.
Not the same. They got more like wild. Theirs were like zebra print.
Oh, these are fun.
Yes, they got fun MC Hammer pants. And then I went home, and when my mom and stepfather were sitting on the couch, and my mom was like, let me see the clothes you got today. And I remember coming out and the stuff, whatever. And the last thing I did, I was like, oh, and these are all they had in my size, gold, bright gold. I put these things on, and I walk out in these gold, and they're sitting on the couch, they're laughing so hard. Like, they're laughing hard where I feel really bad about it. And I just remember my grandfather, my stepfather's voice just go, he was like, what's all this shit bunched up in the middle? And then when I opened my legs and he saw the crotch, they were hitting each other like the audience of Bernie Mac's first Def Jam.
You look like a gay genie.
Did you sideways dance out, embarrassed? Hands on your hips?
Yes, he did.
Yes, I did. That's right. Thank you, Mama.
Yes, he did.
Thank you, Mama.
You said it, honey.
Thank you, Mama.
Why'd you give up on those pants?
They would be my sick pants. I'd wear them when I was homesick.
Do you know your
the
parents
best
be
part was
investigated by dentist the day for that?
But the craziest thing of all that was for the next, Christ knows, 2 years, my grandmother and Aunt Anita would regularly walk the schoolyard 3 times a night wearing MC Hammer pants. Two old Jewish ladies wearing MC Hammer pants.
Yeah.
I got my pants I always got the end of the, like, parachute pants. I got them at the end.
When it was almost over.
When they were at, like, Marshalls. You know what I mean? And I got my MC Hammer pant at Pier 1 Imports.
Ooh.
Remember
That's
that?
furniture.
It was furniture.
And MC Hammer pants.
And they had, I remember I went in, it was on Route 1 in Saugus, and they had MC Hammer pants. They were like linen. And I bought black linen and white linen.
Nice.
From
Fire and Ice.
And I bought a Papasan. Remember the Papasans?
No.
You know, it was it was like a bamboo chair. It was like a round couch.
Oh, okay, yeah, yes.
So I bought a Papasan.
There it is.
Papasan. And I had my MC Hammer pants, and I remember just being so comfortable in my Papasan with my linen.
Your MC Hammer pants?
Yeah.
Sitting like this?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. I was always in the tail end of shit.
Of style. I jumped right in, but the thing was, I didn't over ask anyone. I'm like, hey, does this work on fat kids? Because I would just do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So one overall up looks like I was just like a lazy farmer of the overalls.
You
They
like
put the one on strap, which was supposed to look pretty hip hoppy. It looked like I was like, they're like, hey, Hoss, your clip. I go, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm a happy camper.
We're going to take a quick break. It's the Bonfire.
Going for the dream that I have in store.
Cause hammer don't play that. You try to get mine, boy, you better step back, freeze. Cause you don't want none. I hustle for my muscle and you look weak, son. Yeah, I'm going for all that I can get. Kicking at the top because I'm too legit to quit saying. I'm shaking like a quake and pumps get devoured. I choose to abuse, misuse, and confuse competitors who think that they're making up all the rules. Fools in the game, lame and insane. It's a shame I gotta do this, but I remain the same. Unchained, getting better, never known as a sweater. Keeping it at the top because I got myself together. So roll with a guy who's physical and fit, knows the time, and too legit to quit saying.
What's up, everybody? It's the Bonfire Faction Talk Sirius XM 103. Robert Kelly, Big J. Okerson. We're hanging out with Kurt Metzger today, the great. Yeah, I had a lot of tries for things. There was a good school year of a painter's hat with the bangs combed up on it.
You know
hat
what
bangs?
That was like the bikers, the bicycle hats.
Yeah.
That's like a bicycle hat.
What?
Like the painter bicycle hat. Remember that was in?
Yes, but no, the painter's hat's different. It was so
Oh, God.
cheap.
That was in for like 3 months, the painter's hat.
Oh, yeah. I got one. By the way, mine, also how not cool it was, my painter's hat was what I got from the mentally gifted, what the fuck was it called? Like their big meeting every year where you do like
Mensa?
a contest. No.
That's
no.
stolen valor as far as I'm concerned.
Not Mensa. What the fuck was it called? Odyssey of the Mind? Odyssey of the Mind, I think it was called. I think Odyssey of the Mind. You just go to it. It was like a big Philadelphia, like everyone would go. There was like some people would put on plays. Other people had to build like a machine of some sort.
We should bring back the painter's hat. We should just all start wearing them.
Did you?
I
You
still
should
have
steal
bangs.
valor.
You guys gonna steal valor?
Did you ever
Just get
do that?
outfits. What are you be a Marine?
No, I go Space Force
You
because
do Space
nobody.
Force?
You could make Lucky Charms and shit as your medals.
They'll never know what those uniforms
Nobody
are.
knows. They're like, well, thank you for your you're well, and you stand at the store. That's what they do.
A Velcro
They go
suit.
stand at the store so old people can thank them.
My pleated pants wasn't a good look. I did like the braided belt pointed down though.
The 3 pleats in the front.
Yeah.
The Z
Does that mean you're
Cavaricis?
pitching or catching? That's what I can never remember.
If you pointed the braided belt down.
Braided belt
I had-
down,
I
bangs
had-
up.
I had suspenders. I rocked suspenders one year.
You were a skinhead?
Yeah, but how so? That's what I was gonna say.
No, they were fluorescent green.
Were they?
Yeah, fluorescent green with that was Don Johnson. Don Johnson wore suspenders.
I thought it was like an Irish thing.
So with the jacket with the shoulder pads, with
Buddy,
the wife.
How
beater
old
on-
were you?
Jesus, I had to be 17.
Okay, that's funny because in my grade school, I'll never forget. Aaron Land was his name, and he was just everyone just. Oh, this is an age where everyone just dressed pretty much like, maybe a Transformers like sweatshirt and like jeans or pants or whatever. It's very basic children wear. And one day he came in and not like a costume thing at all. What oversized white suit jacket with the sleeves rolled up, like blue. Electric blue, like
I used to
like
go
wide neck T-shirt. I don't know, maybe with tank top and the white pants, and everyone was just like it didn't do great. It was also so out of the blue. It wasn't like he's the new kid in school and he dresses like that. It was like we were at an age to all know. Goes, I don't think 9-year-olds dress like this.
No. I used to go dancing.
What?
I used to go to discos back in Boston. We'd go dancing.
Oh.
And I used to go to AA dances on Fridays and Saturdays.
I thought it was like Marky Mark and the other guys. Like you just went to teach a guy that he's gay. Like,
We would
learn
just
him dance.
We would go to like Zanzibar or the discotheques in downtown Boston. So you go in.
Why do you call them clubs?
Oh, we just called them.
That's a great question.
Get
Why?
discotheques.
You mean a
It makes it
club?
sound like
I don't know what the fuck they were.
would they clear the dance floor so you can do your routine?
I tried to do that a couple times.
Dude,
Did you?
I didn't pull it off. Like nobody. They kind of looked at me like, "Why are you bumping?"
How old
into
were
me?"
you when you met Dane? I bet you and Dane could have worked out a kid and play like routine.
Oh,
Dane?
Tic Tac.
I think Dane was 20.
You
Maybe 20.
guys
But
just doing like
16, 17. I got a rehab at 16, 16 and a half or something like that, or 17. And then I started going to AA dances on Fridays and Saturdays. And then we started going to discos, like, clubs or whatever. And we would go dancing. So we go in and, you get on the floor and you start dancing with your friend a little bit.
Is that what so Christine said when she
I danced with Patrice. One night we were when we were in Amsterdam, he took me to a club.
What?
Dude, he took me to a club and me and him were dancing on the floor. It was the gayest, happiest I've ever been
That's
with him.
what you have to do in Amsterdam, isn't it?
You know, sometimes it just happens. I will say when
We
Rocco,
were just doing this.
our friend Rocco Stowe, one time
I
Rocco,
just saw Rocco.
yeah, Rocco at one point was living in Florida. He picked up me and Joe from our gig. Like we did the weekend gig down there, Boca, and he picked us up to come hang at his house for a night. He drives us back to his place. He immediately takes a nap while he leaves his gravy, his world-famous gravy, cooking on the stove. It's Italian sauce, probably to you, but gravy.
Gravy's brown, sorry.
At one point, he wakes up and gets mad at Joe for not stirring the gravy enough, and then he wakes up, Rocco, he's jacked at the time, wearing bikini underwear, full raging boner that's pushing the elastic strap off his body.
Oh.
And he goes behind Joe and does the thing where he goes, Joe, he goes, come here. And he grabs his arm around his arm and does it. You got to stir it. You got to get in there. And then he goes, he's going to go to work at one point. His girlfriend, his model girlfriend's going to take us to the club he works at later.
Yeah.
And we go. She brings us down there, and then as soon as we get in there, me and Joe start looking around. It's pretty easy to put together quick. I'm like, this is a gay bar for sure, or at least gay night. And then almost like that, the crowd like parts, because we're like, what is Rocco doing here? And it parts, and Rocco is essentially flair bartending, like with his shirt off. So he's like pouring water on himself and has like a flashlight on the other thing. But the best thing about Rocco, and I mean this is a compliment to him. When he sees us and he goes, "Hey guys!" Like he wasn't like, "Oh." He was like, "Yeah." He goes, "This is how I got to make the money." And I know you can't see this at home in his face, but one of my biggest memories in life always just sticks with me how he did this, because he was talking to us, me and Joe about something at the bar, and then some guy goes, "Hey beautiful, to Rocco?" He goes, "Hey beautiful, can I get a Miller Lite or whatever?" And he goes, "Yeah," and he puts it down, and Rocco just looks over and he just goes, 5. He makes his like fingers, all 5 of his fingers out, and just says like 5. He moused to him. The guy gave him like a 20. He was like, "Keep it." And he was like, "Anyway, Joe, if you don't stir the sauce, the bottom burns." But I will tell you, as a dance club, of the very few I've been in, it's the most fun I've ever had in my life. Me and Joe took his shirt off, started doing
Joe took his shirt off?
Joe took his shirt off, started doing sit-ups in the cage.
What?
While people were all around him like fucking Thunderdome, dude. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, I like dancing. I get scared to dance now. For some reason, something happened to me. I used to dance back then, had no inhibitions about it. But now if I go to a wedding, I get very nervous when I have to dance.
Yeah. Everyone's filming now.
What's that?
Everyone's filming now.
That's exactly right.
When I used to go out dancing, nobody was filming.
Yeah, it's a weird...
Dance like no one's looking, everyone's looking.
Like
Yeah.
Joe...
I always say that. Rap like black people aren't listening.
Joe List can dance. Joe List dances... At his wedding, he danced from the first song to the last. He was just dancing, sweating.
I feel
He
though
might
like
have had
you
a flare
think.
up and it was making.
What?
I feel like you're easily impressed with dance from a white person.
I love people who dance.
I think you're easily impressed with dance. Joe's a really good dancer. Maybe Joe's a really good dancer.
I didn't say he's not a really good dancer.
He just dances. Oh, yes, I appreciate that.
He's a dancer. He just goes out, him and his whole family. It's weird. His whole family dances, which is weird to me.
You see,
Like the mom, everybody was
Joe
out there.
DeRosa.
No, not Joe DeRosa.
Joe List.
Joe
Oh,
List.
Joe Lit. Oh, that is. I was very not white of them.
I
Put
was
it that way.
dancing at the Cure concert.
No, you weren't.
I
Nobody
did.
was.
I have a video of it.
We were dancing.
It was the worst.
Max was dancing. Max started dancing. Then Dawn started
Did you
dancing.
give him a crack upside the head for being gay?
What I fucking tell you?
Hey, what are you doing? Stop
then,
crying.
But then we were Cure dancing, which is neck and just elbows.
Oh yeah, no, it's
You know?
nothing at all. Jacob fancies himself a pretty good dancer. Here's what's going on with me. I believe
I saw you dancing.
I can crush at dancing. I won't.
Why?
Yeah.
The world's watching. But I made a bet a long
World's
time ago
not
that I
ready
can
for
do
it.
the entire choreography of New Edition singing If It Isn't Love at the Apollo. And I think I could. I just don't. And don't even ask me to.
I would love to see that.
Okay, I'll do it.
Will you please? Will you try?
Okay.
If I got you a choreographer to work with you, would you do it?
100%.
You would.
If you got me a choreographer, I'd put in the work.
You'd put in the work.
Yeah. There in my building, by the way, there's a bar room, right? Like a studio with the bar. I could, for sure.
I'm gonna 100% look into that, and I'm gonna take care of it. And you have to do it. And you have to get we have to get you parachute pants though. The
no,
jean pants.
but Lou at the Apollo. Do you even listen, or are you just calling Christine fat constantly?
The quality of the Apollo is bullshit.
It is bullshit, but that's the dance.
Same moves.
No, this is too much.
Oh, they were like a boy band. I never thought of them as that, but they were, huh?
They were like the first boy band.
They were from
really.
Boston. That
The
guy
same
from
guy
Boston.
who did them.
Did New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, same guy who did them did everybody.
But
Yeah.
it's always one pedo that gathers the boys together.
Come on, dude. Soder said if I could do it, he'd buy me a flowing white suit.
I'll buy you a hat and the suit.
Okay. I think this is all doable.
I would
could probably
love to
learn
do
it.
that.
You do have rhythm, but you don't dance.
Shut the
like
fuck
you don't
up, Christine.
Like let loose or
Jesus
have
Christ.
fun.
Not in front of you, I don't.
When you go to a wedding,
Tell it to my hotel room. My hotel room shower. I was busting it
when
down.
you go to a wedding or you go somewhere where people are dancing, you don't dance at all. You just sit.
Yeah, we went to a wedding together. We didn't dance once.
Really? Not even a slow
The
dance?
one that was a couple days? Mm-hmm. Are you out of your mind?
You went to
We
an
absolutely danced.
You went to an
piece of
Indian wedding?
shit.
You went to an Why did you go to a wedding for a couple days?
Indian.
It was an ordeal.
It was an Indian wedding. Yeah. Oh, those things are fucking. Do you guys look like trolls threw fucking spice on you the whole time? I think you got it right here.
I think I'm doing it.
That's it. Slap.
Everybody can see us at home if we had cameras at SiriusXM. I know we're no gas digital.
I guess.
Guys, I know we're not all things comedy, but
Audio
I
medium.
thought this was huh?
Is there an audio medium?
Yeah, no shit.
Sirius doesn't put like video up.
There's video everywhere.
Howard Stern.
You need somebody to operate the cameras and edit the stuff and put it together. They don't. They
And
just.
they don't have the scratch.
Well, they let go of 800 people to hire me to keep this show going because fucking Dan had a
when's Dan
mood
coming?
swing.
Huh?
When's Dan coming?
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Not Dan is here. I apologize.
Oh, you knew?
I
oh.
told him to stay.
I thought you were just sitting in for Dan. You tell me Dan.
He's gone. He's gone.
Wait a second.
He
what?
made billions.
I actually told him to come back yesterday. Well, you know what, guys? We got to pay some bills, so we'll be right back. It's the Bonfire.
This is Joe DeRosa, and you are listening to The Bonfire with Big J. Okerson and Robert Kelly, two of my favorite boys, my favorite two little testes in one sack.
trying hard to make it right. Not long ago, before I win this fight, everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Why don't they just let me live? Tell me why. I don't need permission, make my own decisions. That's my prerogative. It's my prerogative. It's the way that I wanna live. It's my prerogative. I can do just what I feel. It's my prerogative. No one can tell me what to do. It's my prerogative. 'Cause what I'm doing for you now. Don't get me wrong, I'm really not suit. Ego trips is not my thing. All these strange relationships really gets me down. I see nothing wrong with spreading myself around. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Yeah, don't they just let me live? Tell me why. I don't need permission. I don't need my own decision. That's my prerogative. It's my prerogative. I can do what I wanna do. It's my prerogative. Can live my life. It's my prerogative. I'm doing it just for you. It's my prerogative. Tell me why can't I live my life without all of the things that people say? Yo, Teddy, kick it like this. Out now. I can do what I wanna do. Me and you.
What's going on, everybody? We're back with the great Kurt Metzger, one of my favorite comics in the world. It's me, Robert Kelly, and Big J.
A guy
What?
last night, I popped over to watch Kurt's special taping. Kurt just taped one of the 30 minutes with Gas Digital.
Congratulations.
And it was great. So funny. And the guy came out yesterday and said, he's like, dude, I'm loving the Bonfire with Bobby.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'll show you one that the guy says he doesn't.
Huh?
I got a couple that the guy says he doesn't. No.
Well, do you think it's in the Reddit thread where people say I should kill myself every day? Because that's also out there.
What? I can't believe this shit just exists.
You know your show's getting heat if you have enough of those telling you to kill yourself. I got 6 kill yourself. This is making some This is sticky, they call it in the tech world.
They don't want me to kill myself, which is worse. They just want me to leave.
You know, Kurt, I always try to tell this.
No, keep eating right. You look great, but get out.
Yeah, no, you look, dude, you're doing such a great job, but leave. They'd rather see this show end.
Me and Kurt, I always try to tell this story. It's such a hard one to convey, like the humor of the moment, but I know that I peed a little in my pants how hard I laughed at this.
What?
It was me and Kurt went to go do a gig. There was a guy in Philly named Michael Rage, the Raging Bull of Comedy.
Oh, yeah, Michael Rage.
And
why does Philly always have to do tricky shit? Like what was the thing Keith was
it's a
in?
weird town.
The comedy.
Oh, Comedy Express.
Comedy Express.
What?
Oh, we do have to show Kurt that.
You don't
it's
know
gonna
about
make
that?
him happy.
You don't
this
know
is
about
good.
that? We'll show you.
Dude, Keith tried to make a comedy gang when they were younger, and they all introduced themselves. Remember the video of the black guys all like taking turns fucking the ottoman?
Yeah, they did
It's
that.
like
That'd
it's,
be great.
It's like that, but with comedy.
They
He goes,
had
I'm Keith.
They had satin jackets.
It's Ralph Harris, but Keith's the guy who goes, Keith's like, he even has to say it like, I'm the bad boy. I don't take no shit from nobody.
But he had his jacket. He put his jacket on a hanger. So as the interview started, he grabbed it, took it off, put it on, and tipped his hat. Ugh, stinks.
Oh my God,
He's the worst.
Please find that. Well, me and Kurt did this show. Michael the Rage. Oh, you know what? Yeah, show him this first.
This is terrible, dude. I found this by accident. And Keith, I called Keith and he goes, that's not out there. And I went, it's out there. That means he tried to get it off the internet and it didn't work.
How you guys doing? Guess you want to interview me, don't you? I think I can make room for you guys. My busy schedule. Yeah, I know you want to know where it all started, where the legend of Keith Robinson first began. I'm gonna let you know, because you guys are special. BET. Well, it all started.
This is why he stinks. Can you
when I
pause
was
it for a
young.
second? This is why he knows nothing about the business. He keeps looking at the director, and then the camera. He has no idea where to fucking.
Look at where it's frozen. They say look at the camera like you want to fuck it. So I think he's doing a great job. That's at the 3:14 mark. If you're following along at home, there's no cameras here.
He looks like an angry black bunny.
Well, do you hear the music that came in? Like that's back when it was the world
BT
of
bed.
Cosby Show opening songs.
When black people, or they did that for white people, it was jazz. So they eased white people into black people music.
But I think people genuinely like the new jazzy Bill Cosby kind of background beat to black people.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a calming effect.
BET. Well, it all started when I was young, very young. When I first had this attitude problem that I have now. See, my mom, she wouldn't let me suffocate the cat. I got ticked off. Ran away from home when I was 2 years old.
Okay,
Packed my Pampers up and got...
I was going to say, cut away right here.
Packed my Pampers up.
How did he ever think killing a cat was funny?
I'll tell you this.
And not even killing it, suffocating is the worst type of murder. I mean, to me, it's like you're actually looking in the thing's eyes.
That is worse.
If you show Kevin Hart this, he will cut off Keith.
Remember that joke that I used to do, Jay? That was like, don't bring this to black people. What's wrong with you? That's about. There's a guy on my block named Uncle Charlie.
Yeah,
he used to molest me every day.
Yes.
You got molested by Uncle Charlie?
And he goes, if you tell anybody what I did, I'm going to kill your parents. And I told everyone, and he never killed my parents. I thought we had it. It was like my first joke that I told an all-black crowd. They didn't even care for it.
Did you really get molested by a dude?
No.
Oh, shit.
No, that's why they were really upset
Stolen valor is what
about
it was. Stolen valor. When I'm not at Space Force, I'm telling my
I told you, I got to get that thing. I got to get that transferred to digital, Kurt, so you could have that set, dude, of you doing very funny jokes, staring over the heads of the black people in the audience, and after every punchline, you ask if the light's for you. I don't know why it's the funniest. Funny. I don't
remember that.
I'm full black. How would you remember a set from 25 years ago?
Yeah,
it wasn't that memorable, I'm sure.
Where do you have it? You don't have it on a thing?
It's on a VHS still, but
we'll never get it then.
No, we will. They do it. But I had a big silver chain with a cross on. I was fucking a stool. I mean, I was doing the whole thing. I did the full regalia.
You fucked the stool
Kurt
too?
was just Kurt was just doing funny jokes. And the crowd, it's not a bad set. They're not laughing at you. It's not a bombing set.
No,
it's just
bad at comedy.
It's just you're just asking. Yeah, it goes.
They're a very kind audience. If I think on it honestly.
No, they would be awful to us sometimes.
When was the last time you watched it?
A couple years back.
I watched the tape. I found a tape of me back at the Kowloons in Boston, and I forgot. I didn't understand how bad I was. I told you this, right? Didn't I tell you? I used to go. I used to go I tell a joke, and I would force the laugh.
You would gobble?
I'd be like, yeah, man, going up there.
Wait.
Fuck me.
But it's not like that wasn't your version of saying hamburger after a joke.
He is saying that.
That was it.
It is?
I used to go like this. Yo, man, look at that girl up front. You look hot. Come on.
Are you using that?
No, actually, not anymore.
Bring it back.
But I am fucking a stool again.
Well, the thing I wanted to say was me and Kurt did this show. Michael the Raging Bull of Comedy booked me and Kurt to do a VFW hall with him in Pennsylvania somewhere outside of Philly. And we go there and it's me, Kurt, Michael the Raging Bull of Comedy, and his brother, who none of us knew did comedy, named simply Stu Nod.
Stu Nod. That's fine.
Stu Nod.
Stu Nod. And me and Kurt went on. They had me and Kurt opening the show because Michael Rage and Stu Nod were going to close. I think it was Michael Rage hosting. It was me, Kurt, then Stu Nod was going to headline. And me and Kurt went on and did fine. We did fine enough that we were able to walk back in the room, and these the Royal Order of Water Buffalo guys were hey, funny stuff there.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, oh, good job. So they were nice enough to us that we were especially that young in comedy, we were I think we did good. We're in here, and felt pretty comfortable because Stu Nod goes on stage and he's eating shit the whole time, and then at one point he goes, "I'm gonna do an impression for you." He lays down on the ground. He goes, "This is bacon frying," and he lays on the ground and he goes, he starts like twitching, but like very slow. It's dragged it over time, and then he starts
for a
flipping.
while.
He starts flipping her out and then flipping over, and in dead silence, Kurt just goes, "Somebody call 911." It made me. I don't know why. I was. It called me so funny. It was dead silent. He goes, somebody. It looked like he was just having a seizure. No one was doing anything.
I'm genuinely concerned for Stu Nod.
You're really concerned?
It's Stu.
Stu Nod.
I love that you're making an Italian nickname into a Jewish name. Stu Nod. It's Stu Nod.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But he
it's
called
not
him
a
Stu
first
Nod.
and last name.
No,
Stu.
it's not a Jew.
Nod.
We thought it was Stu Nod.
Is Nod a Jewish name?
A Jewish dumb guy.
I thought it was changed to
short from-
Nodberg.
What?
Yeah.
It's Stu Nod.
Stu Nodberg.
yeah.
Stu Nodberg.
What was that before you changed it?
Dude, we just so many. One time, Kurt came with me. I got booked on a really bad show in Harlem that everyone always says like, "Oh, you got to go do the Uptown Comedy Store." Now there was that
Crazy Sam.
There was the one building Uptown Comedy Club that was good.
I remember that. That was Maceo.
Yeah, they were off.
Maceo,
Yes,
yeah.
that was good. Across the street or somewhere near it was the Uptown Comedy Store with this guy Crazy Sam who hosted it, and I went there, and it was produced and run by a little tiny black girl named Smiley, and me and Kurt and our friend Dorian Noel, who I don't know if does comedy anymore, but he's like he's a big guy, but he's like an artsy fartsy kind of black guy. But he comes up with he was our hey, we're with a black guy like thing. There was an hour and a half of male strippers before I went on.
Yeah.
Then Crazy Sam goes on and gets them hyped up, brings me up. I eat shit and say the line, "That's cool. Like they already paid me." So, and then he was like, "Yeah, well now you got to get to your car." And then we went backstage.
No, yeah, he got to be. If he gets paid, I'm gonna put my foot
up. So yeah, he's not wrong. But actually, what you're missing is when they just played the music on me in the middle of my set. So I'm getting off, and Crazy Sam goes, "Hey, man, don't worry about it, dude. No big deal, man. Get him next time." And then, like, he says it to me in my ear, and then as I get backstage, he goes, "If that motherfucker gets paid, I'm whooping somebody's ass." And I was just in the back like, Crazy Sam, like, whatever.
He
and
once
then
robbed the club.
What?
Yeah.
At gunpoint.
He robbed everybody in the club because he needed money for something.
The audience. He goes, "I'm going to rob this audience." And then he did. Like a Mac 11.
A Mac 11?
Oh, dude. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he robbed the audience. It was
The guy's
crazy.
If your first name is Crazy, I don't know what you think's
You
going to
gotta
happen.
listen. But that night, I remember, like, it was just getting chumped. They made us wait there for so long to eventually go, Smiley says they're not going to be paying you tonight on account of you not doing too well. And it was just like what could you
Try
do
to break
about
it to you
kind of
gently.
thing.
Yeah.
No, I know, but that was like, I started getting a little like more angry. And I remember our friend Dorian was like, "Yo, man, we ain't going to go like that. We going to do something?" And it's like, no. Let's just get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's over. We lost.
That happened to me in Buffalo. Matt Frost booked me a underground black club in Buffalo, and
that's probably safe.
The guy picked me up was a legitimate pimp. Maybe he picked me up and he had
Call me Mr. Sparkle.
He had a gold medallion that spun, and then he handed me a bucket of chicken wings.
Okay.
And he's like, "Yo, here's your
So you
wings."
got excellent treatment so far. Go on.
He goes, "Here's your wings."
You've been treated like a black king.
All the comics love these wings. So I'm just sitting there with a bucket of chicken on my lap. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And then I remember they paid me before the gig. The guy knocked on the door.
Ooh.
And this stocky black guy, he goes, "Yo, I'm here to pay you." And I was like, "All right."
What?
And he came in. And
That's where I'm blown away by.
So you did the best black show in history, is what you're telling me.
he put the money on the thing. He counted it out, and he goes, "Count it." I go, "I trust you." He goes, "Count it." And I was like, "Okay."
Can you get
1,
me his
2,
info?
3. And I went to the gig. It was during the day. It was just a building that looked like it was dilapidated. But at night, if you went inside, it was this beautiful nightclub that they ran, underground, illegal. And we pulled in, packed. And the kid that was hosting was a comic, local. And he was like, "Yeah, man, they keep bringing you motherfuckers up from New York. And they won't let me headline this fucking bitch." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, man." Maybe he's like, "Yeah, what the fuck, man, whatever." And he went up. He did great. And then he brought me up. And I went through an hour and a half of material in probably around fucking 8 minutes.
Watched it.
I was at my last joke, and I had 40 minutes left. And then the dude went, "You suck, motherfucker." And I started trashing him, and they started laughing at me.
Yeah.
and then
That'll get him.
he tried to get me. Apparently, he was going to murder me.
Yeah.
They had to hold him back, and they ripped his wife beater off. It was just shredded.
Yeah.
He had like 17 abs.
But you will win the crowd if you can get if you take one guy down.
I not until he scared the shit out of me, and then
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna go," and I got off, and there was like one applause, and then the host went back up and went, "I told you, motherfuckers, these bitches from New York, fuck them. I should be headlining this bitch." And he started trashing me and killing.
Yeah.
Just roasting me. And then all of a sudden I got a tap on my shoulder. It was this huge black dude with a microphone. He's like, "Yo, you got to go up." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You got to go up and defend yourself." And he wanted me to go up and
interrupt his set.
He wanted me to roast him too. And I was
There's
like,
only one way to fight this battle.
I go, I'm good. I'm good. He goes, "You got to go defend yourself." And so he's pushing me to the stage. And then the kid starts going, "Motherfucker, don't do this. Don't you give him a microphone. Fuck him." Because he was getting nervous that I might
Play
do
the
something.
Eminem music. You better lose yourself.
And then I was like, he said, "All right." And I sat back down. For 3 hours, I was in a hallway waiting for a ride home because it turns into a nightclub. And they just spun it over and they just let me sit there.
Yeah.
And then finally I said to the guy, I was like, "Hey, could I go back to my hotel?" And he threw his keys to his little nephew, I think was 15.
Okay.
And he goes, "Yo, bring this motherfucker back to the hotel."
That's a grandfather in the community.
And
Wow. Well, it sounds like an honorable man. They paid you, gave you a ride. Sounds like you had an excellent experience.
Yeah, it's not the worst gig.
This kid couldn't see over the steering wheel. He's just driving me back to the hotel. I went in, got the money, went to the train station, hid between a fountain and a Coke machine until 6:30 in the morning, until the first train went back to New York.
Yeah, dude.
Terrifying.
Dude, I took
All
a
night.
dollar van to a show. You ever take the dollar van? You take the subway to as far as it goes.
What is it?
It's like a really like hood ass thing. You get it. You can't get cab. Well, this is a while ago, but the dollar van you would get. It was somebody. It might have been one of Drew Fraser's shows. It might have been. Maybe it wasn't, but some show I did. This a Jamaican guy with an eye patch is driving this van. Like, you don't need stereoscopic vision for the general. Okay.
You could buy dried jerk meat in the back.
Yeah.
We used to do, I mean,
Yeah.
how many times I just didn't get paid and they were like, and you just got to go, yeah, I guess that makes sense. When you
Yeah,
put it like
I
that.
would have rather not got paid that night. Would have been less terrifying than having the money at my hotel room. It was $2,500 cash. It was a good gig, but I was terrified that I was going to just be fucking murdered.
I
Like,
mean-
they were just going to come beat the shit out of me.
They would say, they'd also, I got told that a lot. That was a thing, like, you know, where you were like, they were like, stay here, or like walk me to my car, because they were like, yeah, that guy you made fun of, like, you know, that's how you won the crowd over clearly, but like he said he's gonna go get his shit and come back, so
that's
like,
the worst.
stay in the back.
What if
And
it
you're
was?
like, this is
What
comedy,
if it was
right?
one piece of shit with one toilet paper?
I want to go get my shit.
Gay now.
You remember? Now you gay. That is how it works.
Kurt,
Jacob, welcome back, buddy.
hi, buddy.
Hey,
go?
I'm
What'd you
going.
do?
hot
Did you,
tea.
did you get soup and hot tea?
I'm going to do Gutfeld after this. I have to send in my notes.
Did you?
No,
I was gonna say.
I was busy doing the bonfire.
That show's popular as hell.
It's
Right?
the number one.
Well, there's no writing. There's no late night shows now.
No, I mean, there are late night shows, but I don't know what they do there.
But it was popular.
Are they
before
still
that.
running without the writers? I don't think anyone's going to new shows at
It
all.
looks like they. Dude, before that, he was the number one.
Yeah, he was number one before.
Not a single one of those.
Yeah, he beat the
Talk show-
Tonight
all
Show,
of them.
Jimmy
He beat
Kimmel.
all of them.
He beats them all.
I thought
that
Tucker
show-
Carlson was like the one.
It was the
Well,
one,
that,
but
he's not a. It's not in
Late
the
night talk show.
that's
comedy.
Not, that was
yeah.
like prime time. Late
That's
night.
yeah.
Gutfeld beat every single late night. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, all of them. He was number one. He
The
got
Jimmies?
all the
Every
Jimmys.
other white man that still has his job.
They came for Jonah Hill. They're coming for us next.
He got like 11 million views or something like that. Crazy, right? Am I crazy?
Well,
it's
what's
less
crazy
now.
is how that how bad do you have to fuck up to make it that the Gutfeld is the number one comedy late night
Yeah.
in the history of that.
That's crazy. Well, not in the history.
Like who?
It's Carson.
Do a basic cable show?
Carson was Carson when it was only two though.
The Pete Holmes show?
That beat prime time.
Pete Holmes show?
It didn't beat prime time.
No. It didn't beat anything. It ran for 6 episodes.
I think he was joking.
I was joking.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
This is not Fox News.
Oh, I was engaging with you
I
sincerely. I
like to poke fun at Joe DeRosa's failures.
His failed coattails.
Guy's the king of sandwiches. You're sitting here wishing you.
You talk that shit, but go try one of them sandwiches. It's a good sandwich.
It's a good sandwich.
I do want to try a sandwich.
You should.
Really good.
I just don't want to pay for it. I want to get it free from the head.
All you got to do is go back and take one.
Yeah, just go take one. Make one yourself, even. What do I put on this shit, Joe?
Hey, call Joey Roses. You got a problem with this?
I remember I called
Joe,
him,
you got to come down here. One of your friends is going crazy in the back.
I called him one morning bitching about the business in my life, and he goes, "Yeah, that's good. I got to go put a roast in the oven." Touche.
That is pretty hilarious.
Touche.
I have to go argue Nestle's Crunch versus Crackle with
I'm gonna go in cowboy boots and cowboy hat and put my feet up on the sandwich counter like in Casino, like Joe Pesci's friend that got out of line.
Hey, you treat him nice.
Go get me another sandwich. I'm hitting the the sandwich artist.
The sandwich
What is he called?
The sandwich art. Yeah, I don't think Joe's thrown a sandwich down himself there in quite some time.
No,
he designed them.
He designed the.
He's a sandwich architect.
Yeah, he's a sandwich
architect. He got the first sandwich it was based off of when he had me try it out in. We were in Woodstock or something for a
The
week.
Louvre. It's based on the Mona Lisa stuff.
No, it was like it's a meat that I just when I first tried it when he made it for me, I'm like I had a couple bites. I'm like it was good. I don't like cooked salami. Is that the thing? He makes that one his main one, like the Amy or the Ami. It's like cooked
Does he
salami.
make sandwiches of all the coattails that he's jumped off of? The Amy, the Pete Holmes.
Impressive tales, though.
Yeah, Keith Robinson's. It's called The Stroke.
Oh, if you name one after everybody, The Stroke.
Guys,
It's
I'm
hilarious.
starting-
It's just one half of the sandwich is fine, the other half is like wet and melted from mayo and shit.
Yeah, Amy's
Okay.
is the hack. It's actually a sandwich from
I'm
Subway.
making a place called the Keith Robinson's Sandwich Express. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell Keith.
I killed my cat. Wait, let's play the rest of it for him. He said he killed his cat. I killed my cat and then I had to run away. Pack up my Pampers.
Pampers, fucking Pampers.
Pack up my Pampers, and I went on my way.
He's such an
It's like a tall tale.
There we go.
Got the heck out of the place. I didn't need the pressure.
Back up.
I feel like Famous Amos taught me to read just now.
Me suffocate the cat. I got ticked off. Ran away from home when I was 2 years old. Packed my Pampers up and got the heck out of the place. I didn't need the pressure. You know, and with me, you know, I've always been funny.
Pause. I gotta say it every time I see this. Did they go, Keith? We have one take's worth of film here because none of it's thought out.
Yeah.
I ran away, pack up my papers, had to get out of there, so I couldn't take the pressure. There's no pressure involved here in what you're saying. She just said you weren't allowed to suffocate the cat. So much with the pressure.
I thought I'm watching the first 48. A young man confess to his crime. That's what I thought I was watching.
But but the funny thing is, as soon as he says that joke and it doesn't get nothing, he just goes down another road and
he just reset. Keith resets. He goes,
Well, you gotta watch. Go back just a second. Watch when it bombs. There's nothing, and
That's the part that's the most brutal.
His comic ego won't let him fail.
I couldn't take the pressure. But
Watch. It's the fucking worst.
Away from home when I was 2 years old. Packed my Pampers up and got the heck out of the place. I didn't need the pressure. You know, and with me, you know,
that's the moment in time. You know,
For me. He builds the energy back up though. He's like, for
I
me.
think it's a woman's world. You know, I'm the squirrel trying to get a nut.
What does he say after this?
always been funny. I've always
Not now.
made people laugh. Told a story to my brothers, and everything just went smooth for me. And I'm just great. Comedy Express.
Who says I'm just great? Who says that?
That's their first song on their album. I'm just great.
These other two guys.
Player.
Player, I've been great for a long, long time. I'm great.
I'm great for a long time. Long time coming. Who are these other two guys are not in comedy anymore?
They're
either.
actually dead.
Was one of them the college rapist? Is one of them the college rapist guy?
Vince Champ is on the comment. That's how the police caught him. They tracked the Comedy Express across colleges.
Look, he looks like a judge.
Yeah.
Lamont
They're a
looks
crew.
like a judge.
He looks like a bishop.
That's Ralph.
Oh, is that Ralph?
Bishop Ralph.
And Ramon is what you're thinking of.
Ramon.
You got all of it wrong.
I got it all
You insulted that whole family.
Lamont. I got you big dummy.
Big dummy. He goes, I thought it was Lamont because he's a big dummy.
He's wearing a tie with a satin jacket. It makes me sick.
Well, it's team jackets. You understand?
That was a meeting they had. We all got to look good, but have silk jackets on.
Something like that is one person bullies a group into it. I remember my friend Little Jay, when his brother got out of jail, we were all kind of afraid of what a wingnut he was. So he went out one day and got New Orleans Hornets colored hats, like purple and teal blue, and he had all of our names embroidered on them, and then I think the top said Pride and Glory, which is the name of a metal band that he liked, but also was in fact our gang name. That was a gang we didn't know we were in, but we wore those hats. We even convinced ourselves. We go, no, dude, it's actually cool. Like that's embroidered. Like that's really, that's awesome.
He ended up getting into fashion, right? Pride and Glory.
Nope, he robbed. He went to jail initially for robbing a Wawa. Went back to jail for robbing Wawa again.
Wow. And under the 3 Wa's, you're out rule.
Let me tell you.
This is your 3rd Wa.
But do you remember the story? Kurt, do you remember the story, though, of when I told you we went to his trial when he re-robbed he brought a starter pistol. That's what he robbed.
Oh, yeah.
This is great. So
he always wore a wig too, right?
Yes. Also, we didn't know we didn't know he wore wigs. He has a bald head. He wore Bon Jovi wigs. We didn't know that.
Beautiful.
He was just stuck in time from when he went to jail.
Yeah.
So when he came out, he still dressed like that. But now he was arrested. We saw him. We go to his trial, and the lady's on the stand that he robbed, and she's like teary-eyed, and she's like, and then like he like hung out for like a couple hours, like talking to us, being so friendly, and then just out of nowhere, he like pulled out a gun, and like I screamed and freaked out, and he was telling me to give him all the money, and then I was like, wait a second, is that like a starter pistol? And he goes, shut up and give me the money, and then she goes, I think that's like a starter pistol, and then he. The first thing it was when he first asked, he walked up to me and asked me, how much is this salsa? And then he pulled the gun, and then she goes, it's a starter pistol. And he gets mad. She goes, and he yelled again and smashed everything off the counter with his arm and ran out of the store. And he looked back at us, and he just went, yeah.
Didn't you say they showed a video?
Yes. So he's back, and he's nodding at us. He's like, pretty cool, right? And we're like, it sounded crazy. And then they show the no sound video of him walking over where it's like, he's like, and he like pulls the gun real quick while he's showing the salsa, and you see her go like, she's have the face of like and then being like, wait a second, is that a starter pistol? And you see him going like, and she's like, I think it's like a starter. He smashes everything and just runs off, and he was just so like, he was like, right. I think in his defense he said, well, no defense. I think he was basically admitting what he did. He goes, and then I used my go-go gadget legs to get out of there. He said that on the stand.
No, he didn't.
I swear to God. And then I had to use my go-go
They've had
gadget
this technology
legs
for years, too. It's just coming out now, but...
My go-go gadget legs. Kurt Metzger just filmed this half-hour special with 30 Minutes with Gas Digital. It's going to be coming out pretty soon, I think. I know they're going to try to turn them over quick. It was absolutely fucking hilarious.
He's one of the funniest guys, in the business.
Hey, come on out to the mothership in Austin, Texas, August 4th through the 6th, and Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, September 7th through the 9th.
And for tickets and all tour dates, go to KurtMetzgerComedy.com. RobertKellyLive.com for all Bobby's dates. He's going to be in New Hampshire, July 27th through the 29th. After that, Rutherford, New Jersey, Las Vegas, Rochester, New York. For tickets and all tour dates, of course, Robert Kelly Live.
And
me, I'm finished with the Fully Loaded.
He's going to be on you're going to be on the Fully Loaded tour. You want to do it? You go do it.
I'm finished up the Fully Loaded tour this weekend, everybody. Come check out the last 4 shows, starting in Vegas, ending at the Gorge in George, Washington. Then August 10th through the 12th, of course, Legion of Skanks doing their first ever theater tour. Going to 3 cities, 3 nights, New Hampshire, Boston, and Connecticut. For tickets and all my tour dates after that, of course, I'll be on the road again by myself a ton. BigJComedy.com. And we'll catch you guys Monday?
Monday.
Monday.
Monday. Have a good weekend. It's the Bonfire.